Hey friends, Wild here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're hopping into another VGC Regulation E battle video on the Scarlet and Violet ladder. Thank you all so much for the support. Thank you for helping me reach 1,000 subs. If you're not already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed. Let's hop into it. So hopping right into it, first Pokemon to take a look at is Hisuian-Arcanine. I'm not sure why that picture's not showing up, but you can follow along towards the top left. So we got our Choice Banded, obviously carrying Intimidate. We have Grass Terra, or max attack, max speed with a little bit of special defense, Jolly Nature, Extreme Speed, Flare Blitz, Rock Slide, Close Combat. Pretty standard. Hisuian-Arcanine really hits really hard with these with that choice band, so really fun mon to use. Next, the main mon of the team, Life Orb Ogerpon. This mon carries Defiant, so any opposing Intimidate users are just going to boost our attack and make us hit even harder. We're carrying Life Orb. We got the Ivy Cudgel, Grassy Slide once that grassy terrain gets set up, U-Turn, and Spiky Shield, of course. Really fun mon to use. It's max attack, max speed, a little bit of special defense as well with the Grass Terror type, of course. Next is Rillaboom, Assault Vest Rillaboom with Grassy Surge. Got a little bit of bulk and HP, max attack, a little bit of defense, and a little bit of speed. Fake Out, Woodhammer, Grassy Glide, and U-Turn. Really nice once you get the grass set up. You can use those priority moves on Ogerpon, Hisuian-Arcanine, or Rillaboom, even if Trick Room goes down. Next mon to look at is Tornadus, carrying Covert Cloak. Of course, we got Prankster. It's a flying type with a bit of bulk, bit of HP, defense, special attack, max speed, and a little bit of special defense. So Bleakwind Storm, Taunt, Rain Dance, and Tailwind. The key thing to note about Tornadus here is we can set Rain Dance not only to counter those pesky fire type Pokemon that come out and want to mess up our grass types, but we can also set it up for Urshifu in the back who can just deal even more damage. Next, we got our Choice Specs Flutter Mane, who is Terra Ghost for extra damage on those Shadow Balls, carrying Dazzling Gleam, T-Bolt, and Power Gem. A little bit of bulk here. We got HP investment, defense investment, a good amount of special attack, and a little bit of speed as well. Not the fastest Flutter Mane in the world, so Tailwind is pretty important to bring, or it's important to bring Tornadus and set up Tailwind if you want to bring Flutter. And then finally, you got Urshifu Rapid Strike carrying the Focus Sash. We're max attack, max speed, a little bit of HP. We're Terra Bug, and we carry Surging Strikes, Close Combat, Aqua Jet, and Detect. So nothing too special. The Bug Terra is kind of a throw off, but it is what it is. Yeah, let's have some fun with this team. All right, hopping right into our first battle against Jonathan. We got Hearthflame, Ogerpon, Iron Hands. The Defiant is going to be a problem here in bringing Hisuian-Arcanine. So we're not going to want to do that. We got Urshifu, Landorus, Rillaboom. Okay, pretty interesting team. We don't mind if they bring Rillaboom. I don't think it hurts. I mean, the only problem with bringing our grass team, of course, is that Fire Ogerpon. He beats our Ogerpon all day. So how do we want to deal with this early? Setting Tailwind's not the worst thing in the world here. So we're going to lead Tornadus, Urshifu, bring Ogerpon. Don't want to bring Hisuian-Arcanine. Question is Rillaboom or Flutter? I feel like our Flutter under Tailwind can do some massive damage, so we're going to bring Flutter. Yeah, nothing too special with the team we're bringing right now, but we can do some massive damage with Urshifu and Flutter if we get this Tailwind set up, and of course Ogerpon as well, but we got to watch out for their Fire-type Ogerpon, who will ruin our Grass type. Alright, they lead Rillaboom, Ogerpon. They can fake out. pretty good counter into our Ursh here. I'm gonna send a Bleak Wind. We can Tailwind next turn, and we're just gonna protect on Ursh. Or Detect, I should say. Yep, fake out into the Urshifu. Figures. See how much this Bleak Wind can do if it double connects. Wow, they double up into our main Urshifu, which is very susceptible to both those moves. So Bleak Wind does tremendous damage here. They're not going to want to Terra, obviously. Decent chance at another double up. I think we want to preserve this Urshifu. We send off another Bleak Wind. We could Aqua Jet, but we could also swap. It's hard to want to swap into our own Ogerpon here. But those two grass moves shouldn't do too much. And I feel like Urshifu is going to be more important towards the end of this battle. So, let's see. We need another double connect from Tornadus. Okay, they just swap. That's not the worst. Into Lando. That activates our Defiant, so that's a really good switch from us. But the question is, can we survive on Ogerpon? We should be able to. Yep. We killed their Ogerpon, which is massive for us, because being able to get rid of that threat of the fire type for our grass Ogerpon is pretty big. I feel pretty comfortable getting some recovery back on our Ogerpon now with Spiky Shield, and then next turn going into a Terra to boost our speed, and they're just going all out attack. We could Tailwind here. I don't want to keep just launching Bleak Winds. I think I'm gonna... I am gonna Tailwind this turn, and we're gonna Spiky Shield to avoid Fake Out, and to get a little recovery back. See what their Lando wants to do. See if they Terra. Do use Fake Out. Double Fake Out users are very annoying, but luckily it brought the two Pokemon, or two of our Pokemon with Protect. And we click and Rock Slide. That's going to do a lot of damage. We actually eat it pretty nicely. Do we want to keep Tornadus in? Rock Slide's coming out. I don't mind just firing off a Bleak Wind. And honestly, Grass Terra, Ivy Cudgel do as much damage as we can to Lando. I think we can KO Lando here, or whoever comes into that slot. Oh, it's Rillaboom. Maybe not then. That's a good switch by them. They're going to have to eat a Bleak Wind, though. I mean, Rillaboom should go down as long as Bleak Wind connects. Ogerpon's so strong that this not a very effective move might hurt a lot anyways. Let's see. Ivy Cudgel on grassy terrain, not very effective. KO's Rillaboom. Ogerpon Life Orbs, very strong. I think that would have KO'd at a lot higher HP. Bleak Wind Storm shouldn't do that much, yeah. Now who are you going to target? They do target Tornadus, which is good for us. We're fine with Tornadus leaving now. We've already set up Tailwind. Now is a good time to bring in Flutter, and we just do damage with Ogerpon and Flutter. We don't really want to bring in Urshifu right now, since we've already Terra'd. and we're pretty susceptible to that Iron Hands. They bring Lando back out, giving us another Defiant. So or does that give us another Defiant? Oh, I guess it doesn't. Does it only activate once? Okay, I guess it only activates once. Because we switch ability to Embody Aspect when we Terra, that might make sense. Interesting. I actually didn't know that. We are gonna Dazzling, and we're gonna go for the KO on Landorus. They Terra, probably Flying Terra out of Landorus, which makes this, makes this grass attack way less effective. But let's see how much we can do with grassy terrain down. Nearly KOs. Flutter should move first, even though we're pretty slow Flutter. Yep, and that'll just KO. Won't finish off the Iron Hands. Iron Hands could heavy slam into our Flutter, but we have a decent amount of bulk. I think we survive it. Let's find out. We do not survive it. Never mind. Still, job done from Flutter. Ogerpon's really set up to finish this game, although we lose Grassy Terrain. Pull out our Urshifu. It's a 2v1, low HP Iron Hands. What are you supposed to do if we just close combat? Ivy Cudgel. I mean, you don't survive either attack. And battle was canceled. So, pretty good start. Honestly, Tornadus was the MVP there. I don't think they really respected those Bleakwind Storms. They did massive damage early. Our Spiky Shield and Detect won us the game as well, just taking our time avoiding those fake outs. So, good game one. Get the dub in the books. Let's go. Alright, hopping into our next matchup. Got an interesting team here. Fire Ogerpon again. We're going to have to navigate. Flutter, Chanpao, Annoying, Rillaboom, Fine, Tornadus, and Ursh. I think this is another game where we need to be smart about who we lead. They have quite a few counters into us, which is very frustrating. I think Arcanine is free to do some damage here with Chanpao and Rillaboom, but of course we're scared of the Urshifu and Flutter. We are going to lead Tornadus Arcanine. Bring our own Flutter in the back since we're Trick Rooming. And our own Ogerpon, meaning we're leaving Urshifu. So dealing with their Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon is going to be pretty hard. But if we can clear that, we have a good chance of winning this game. We're hoping the Hearthflame comes out early, actually, which is going to force a Terra because we are pressuring with Flare Blitz Arcanine. Since they're a grass type. But no, that is the worst start for us. And like I said, turn one or just who we start really matters. So very unfortunate. We do get the attack drop off. We can Terra Grass and Bleakwind. Don't want to let their Urshifu hit first. So, we are going to Terra Grass. We're not going to Rock Slide. I guess if we E-Speed, we don't need a Tailwind to start. Lets us Bleakwind, Terra Grass, E-Speed, Urshifu. Shouldn't be Ghost Terra on Ursh. They are going to Terra. If they're Ghost Terra on Urshifu, we're in a bad spot. I'm just going to guess it's Water Terra to do damage. It is. Since we're going to Terra Grass, this shouldn't be too bad. But, you know, Surging Strikes, Water Terra, Urshifu is a menace. So, see how much damage it can do. We Terra Grass. We're going to go first off E-Speed, and we're going to click Bleak Wind. And now we're very susceptible to their Bleak Wind as well. I'm hoping they click Tailwind, which they did. They got the faster Tornadus. And we definitely are going to survive that, which is fantastic. Good Terra from us. Only thing is we're very susceptible to Bleak Wind Storm now. And we miss a Bleak Wind on Urshifu. That is a worst case scenario. I will not lie to you. That might have lost the game. Wow. Oh, Bleak Wind sucks. Bleak Wind is not fun to deal with. Yeah, we might need to just accept that Arcanine's going down here. And set up our own Tailwind just in case we get double KO'd. Yeah, that's brutal. We're still going to just E-Speed into Urshifu, see how much damage we can do. I was hoping for a crit. Arcanine's definitely going down. We might be going down here as well on Tornadus. Yep. So I'm missing that Bleak Wind. Let Urshifu get this attack off. Otherwise, if we hit Bleak Wind, it either KOs that turn or we KO this turn with our extreme speed. But no, missing Bleak Wind on Urshifu. It would have been fine to miss on Tornadus. And they get the double KO because we missed Bleak Wind. Which is very unfortunate because we could have potentially got the double KO there just with another extreme speed and Bleak Wind Storm. But we're going to switch into Ogerpon and Flutter. They definitely could be carrying Detect on Urshifu here. But I don't care. You're taking an Ivy Cudgel, and you are going to like it. And what do we want to lock into? We could lock into T-Bolt. It's really hard to know what's coming late. Do we want a Dazzling? Does that KO? We're actually going to lock into T-Bolt and go for the double knockout here on Tornadus and Urshifu. I'm not sure our Flutter Mane outspeeds either of these Mons, but... Did I not Terra? I already used my Terra, that's why. That's unfortunate. I was actually thinking Ogerpon would outspeed Urshifu here. Well, that's game. That's just game. You can see just how tough it is to miss a Bleak Wind with Tornadus. They do miss their own Bleak Wind, but I mean, they have their Earth Flame Ogerpon. It's just game over. Just game over. Yeah. I guess we'll attempt it. Hope for another Bleak Wind miss, but they're faster. Yeah, I mean, that game's just really, really tough, missing our Bleak Wind Storm. I actually feel like we win that game pretty easily if our Bleak Wind connects onto Urshifu there. I know I'm harping on that, but, you know, it could have missed Tornadus, couldn't miss Urshifu, and that's what it missed. And Pokemon's a fickle game. Tough. But we move forward. Okay, hopping into the final battle of the day. We're playing BYK, Roaring Moon, Gyarados, Amogus, Flutter Mane, Chi-Yu, Iron Hands. Iron Hands is no fun. Iron Hands is no fun to deal with. I think they definitely bring Iron Hands. Amogus we can deal with. Gyarados we can deal with. Chiyu's a little bit of a problem. We're going to lead Tornadus. No, we're going to bring Tornadus in the back. We're going to lead Ogerpon, Arcanine. We're going to bring Tornadus. And we're going to bring Flutter. Flutter in the back, since we're pretty low speed, we can set up Tailwind for Flutter late. We have a switch in into Tornadus, and we're leading with just brute power in Ogerpon and Hisuian-Arcanine. See what we can do here. Gyarados Roaring Moon, so this is a phenomenal lead from us. We're going to activate that Defiant boost. Onto our Ogerpon. Thank you for the boost. We appreciate you. We do get Intimidate off on them as well, and let's see what this Roaring Moon is. I would expect a Terra from one of these two Mons. It is attack. Grass Terra. Grass Terra, Ivy Cudgel. And we're going to lock into Rock Slide. We're Grass Tearing for the speed boost from Embody Aspect here. We have the Defiant boost. I would expect without a Terra from this side that this should be a one-shot KO with how strong Ogerpon is with that Defiant boost. Let's see if they Terra. No, they just protect Roaring Moon. That's fine by me. What does Gyarados do? Nothing? Nothing yet. Let's see if we can one-hit the Gyarados. We do. No Sash. Down goes Gyarados. That's big because that now allows us to focus a bit more on this Roaring Moon. We're locked into Rock Slide, but that's okay. I would expect them to Terra now, knowing what we've clicked. Out comes Chiyu. I don't want to give up this Defiance boost. But it's not the end of the world if we do. I think we're just not positioned too well with Ogerpon. And that's okay. We'll keep the speed boost. We'll do some we'll just one shot, so I'm glad that's what we clicked. We do get the crit on the U-turn there, so I'm not sure how much that played into effect. I think it was significant, but we did have the Defiant boost. We're able to U-turn out of there. Who do we want to send in? We're going to send in our Tornadus. I want to preserve Flutter. This should do pretty tremendous damage, nearly KOs. Send an Overheat into Tornadus. Okay, we just lose Tornadus. I don't think Flutter would have taken that. Yeah, I don't think Flutter would have taken that. Alright, we're going to go back into Ogerpon. Still got our speed boost from Embody Aspect. And they go into their own Flutter. So, we're relying on a Rock Slide hit here because I'm going to target down this Flutter with Ivy Cudgel. I guess they could shield. I think it's smarter if we protect here, actually. And Rock Slide. We're going to bait out the Terra. It is Fairy. They're going for damage. Arcanine is pretty freaking fast. They Moonblast into Arcanine. That's not good. And they are faster. Wow, not very effective move. Does that much damage? That's got to be Choice Spect. I guess I'm surprised on the speed of Flutter there. But we are definitely faster on Ogerpon. Right, there's no way we're slower. We got Embody Aspect up. Yeah, we're definitely faster. It's a 3v1. We have our own Flutter in the back. Pretty sure they're locked on to Moonblast. Doesn't matter. Crit hit comes out. Still wouldn't have mattered. There is Ogerpon's Ivy Cudgel. So much damage. MVP of this battle, I think, goes to Hisuian-Arcanine. Actually, I don't know. We did a lot of damage with that U-turn crit as well. So, great final showcase from those two mon. That was the final video, or the final battle, I should say. Thank you all for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you enjoyed, please like the video. I appreciate you all. Hope you have a good day. Peace.